Welcome to the Better Off Bonus Call of the Week. We're sponsored by Betterment, the largest independent online financial advisor. Now, of course, you've got two chances every week to get on the air. On Tuesdays, we drop this Better Off Bonus Call of the Week. And then on the longer show on Thursdays, right after we're done with the interview, we've got the listener question of the week. And every so often, we might even sneak in a weekend hit because we've got so many emails. So if you've sent us an email at askjill@betteroffpodcast.com and you haven't been jingled back, don't worry. We're trying to dig out of our inbox right now. Any financial question, anything you got, ask Jill at betteroffpodcast.com. That's what Janet did. And so we are talking with Janet from California this morning. Hello, Janet. What can I do for you?
Hello there. Thanks for answering my question so quickly.
Sure.
Or at least tackling it. My question involves a pension from my previous employer. Mm-hmm. I'm 65 years of age, single, retired, and right now the lump sum of the pension plan is about $135,000 and a little change. Mm-hmm. And when I take this, I plan on doing the annuity option rather than the lump sum payout. I found out that I'm not required to do anything till age 70 and a half. And at that point, the monthly payment projection they have not done.
You're really flummoxing them because everybody wants their money immediately. So now that you're asking what would happen if I waited, they don't know. You don't have to do anything. They're not saying you must make a choice right now, right?
No, I'm just looking for I was under the assumption that at 65 I had to take it.
But they're just saying you have the opportunity to take it and you can wait if you'd like to.
Well, I could, but the projections on the website only go out to age 65.
Okay.
So I was trying to say, well, okay, I guess I have to take it, but no one's ever, contacted me to say, hey, get your money. And so I did call them. They said, well, you don't have to do anything to 70 and a half. And I says, well, what does that buy me? Mm-hmm. So they did give me a projection. Right now, if I took it at 65 right now, it would be about $800 a month. So we're not talking big amounts here.
Right.
They did a projection for me for 2020, which increased the monthly payment to about $915.
Okay. Guarantee.
Yes. Now, I don't know whether if I go to 70 and a half, is this going to be a linear increase? Does it make sense to hold off? I guess that would be my...
Okay, so here's the question I have for you. So right now, tell me what's going on. What are you living on?
Well, right now I'm primarily living on some rental income, which is only about $20,000 a year, and my portfolio.
How much is in the portfolio currently?
About $1.5 million, and about 1/3 of that is retirement, pre-tax, and the rest is all post-tax.
And so are you drawing down just to live on to supplement your rental income, or are you also...
That's correct.
Okay. And what about Social Security?
Well, I wasn't planning on doing that until 70 and a half or 70, whenever they...
I'm sort of wondering whether it makes sense, just because you have that annuity right now, instead of tapping your portfolio, whether it makes sense to leave the portfolio alone, let that grow, and do the $800 a month now.
And I guess that was my question. And, it's not like I'm strapped for cash, but I do fear, taking out the portfolio. Even it's been so good that it doesn't really show up right now.
But it will. It will at some point because you've lived through that before. Yeah. And the annuity, the pension annuity, that is held through a private company. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know who actually handles the business. The employer was a big major utility in California, so I'm assuming it's a healthy pension plan.
That's the part that scares me a tiny bit because I don't want to necessarily assume that because so many pension plans are underfunded. I think in most cases, I usually say, leave the annuity alone, let it grow. But there is a certain amount of risk that, municipalities don't make good or it gets sold off or things don't quite go as well. And because, as you say, the money isn't that big of an amount either way, the 800 to 900 or 950, whatever. Yeah. I think what I might do is take that annuity, that's your $800 a month. If you need a little bit more from your portfolio, be sure to take it out of the part of the portfolio that's maybe already been taxed and see how you do. I think that could be maybe a more efficient way. And also, once you start to annuitize, you're in a much better position in terms of risk that the contract's not going to hold up. The people who are annuitized already. If you haven't annuitized, that's where you might find some risk. So I think I would do that and then see how it goes. And, look, the other piece of this is that right now you're in a low tax bracket. And so, if we take a little bit of money out, the rental income is it all taxable income to you? Probably, yes. So you got...
No, well, luckily I've been, or unluckily maybe, been doing some capital improvements to the property. So for the last 2 years, I'm almost flat on that income.
Okay, interesting. So, you conceivably are in the 12% tax bracket right now. Which would be, as of 2018 for single, it's up to $38,700.
I'm kind of right on that.
Right. Let's say you're so it's interesting. So let's think about this a little bit. Let's just walk through this. If you could stay in the 12% tax bracket, then it might be worthwhile to wait because the annuity is going to be partially taxed. I don't know how much you contributed to it, but there's some taxable part of it. And you may want to start paying attention to that. And you may even try to think of it this way. You may say, look, I'm going to be in the 22% tax bracket all the way up to $82,500. Maybe you will be anyway. And maybe it's worthwhile saying, who cares? I'll be in that bracket. That's a big, wide bracket. And then you might even think about this, that if it makes sense that maybe you should start thinking about taking some of your retirement assets out, your pre-tax money out to stay in that 22% because, in 20 years, your tax bracket could be higher, actually, just because of the world.
Yes, and if the Social Security starts in, and that's going to be about $3,000 a month. So
I think that. So now I'm going to amend myself.
Okay.
All right. So I think that you do the annuity, take the $800 a month. I think that you should, when to supplement, you also may want to take money out of that 1/3 that's pre-tax, that $500,000 or so that's pre-tax. I might start pulling some of that out sooner than 70 and a half because I know you're forced to, but I might want to just start paying the tax that's due at 22% because I really don't believe the tax rates, and we've interviewed a lot of experts who think that tax rates will probably go higher in the next 20 years, not lower. And this could be about the rock bottom rate. So why not start to take some of that money out if you need it? If you don't need it, don't take it out.
Yeah, I've been picking at it a little bit.
Good.
And,
I think that's what makes sense. So I think you're in great shape. A little housekeeping here. You got a will?
Yes.
You got your power of attorney and your durable.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I want to make sure. I want to make sure you do.
Oh, yeah.
You've checked the boxes. All right, Janet, I think you're in good shape. I'd go grab my money. Do it.
Okay, I'll go buy myself something nice.
Why don't you? All right. Take care.
Alrighty.
Thanks so much for calling.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, that's a wrap of our Better Off bonus question of the week. If you've got a question, it's simple. Send us an email at askjill@betteroffpodcast.com. We'll arrange to get you on. And don't forget, in just a couple of days, there's a brand new episode of the Better Off Podcast sponsored by Betterment. Talk to you then.